जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवारधारी व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I request everyone to keep their videos on. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Govinda Radhe Radhe Jai Radha Govinda Radhe Radhe Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Jai Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we are going to start with the wonderful pastimes of Sripad Ramanujacharya. So before starting that, we will chant the pranam mantra of Sripad Ramanujacharya. I'll be putting that in the group. I think it has been shared also, or else you can learn it later. So first we'll start with the pranam mantra of Ramanujacharya. Yo nityam achyuta padambujayukma rukma व्यामोहतस्तदितिराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरो भगवतो अस्य दयैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। लक्ष्मीपति समारम्भान् नाथयामुना मध्यमान् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। So before starting the pastimes of Ramanujacharya, we should also know so many other acharyas who appeared before Ramanujacharya. Like this, there are 38 chapters actually. There were many other Sri Vaishnava acharyas who appeared, who inspired Ramanujacharya, and in this way Ramanujacharya gave a systematic presentation of the philosophy given by the previous acharyas. That is why it starts with Lakshmipati Samarambhan, Nathayamuna Madhyavan. It started with Krishna, like how Krishna starts the Gaudiya Sampradaya, Krishna giving the knowledge to Brahma, like that Krishna giving knowledge to Lakshmi. And in this way, Lakshmi giving the knowledge to Vikshvakshena. In this way, the whole parampara flows. Asmat Guru Paryantam, Asmat Acharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. Ramanujacharya is very, very famous Acharya, if you say. A very, very famous Acharya, the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Who is Ramanujacharya? Rama Anuja is Lakshmana himself. He is the glorifying potency of Ananta Deva. We know Ananta, Sankarshana, Ananta. So he is the glorifying potency of Ananta Shesha. So Ananta Shesha's glorifying potency is Ramanujacharya. He appears as Acharya. Now in Tamil, there are 4 terms: Acharya, Kovil, Perumal, Malai. These 4 things you should remember. Acharya, Kovil, Perumal, Malai. When you say Acharya, for other Acharyas, you have to give names. But if you just say Acharya, it refers to Ramanujacharya because he's Acharya for all Acharyas. That is why if you say just Acharya, it refers to Ramanujacharya. He Sankarshana himself is a glorifying potency of Ananta Shesha. And who is Ananta Shesha? Expansion of Krishna himself. The first expansion is Balaram. Balaram expands himself to Ananta, Ananta Shaya, Ananta Shesha. Now same Ananta Shesha's glorifying potency is Ramanujacharya. So when you say Acharya, it refers to Ramanujacharya. When you say Perumal, Peru means in Tamil, Peru means who is the supreme personality of God is Perumal. When you say Perumal, it refers to Varadaraj Perumal in Kanchipuram. Varadaraj Perumal. When you say Kovil means temple. Kovil, it refers to Srirangam. And when you say Malai, Other all Malay, if you say you have to say Shabri Malai, and in this way you have to name. If you say just I'm going to Malai, it refers to Tirumalai. So these are the 4 terms. So Ramanujacharya is the Acharya for all Acharyas. It is said, any Acharya, if they have to write a commentary, they have to refer to the Bhashya given by Ramanujacharya. Like if an Acharya has to write a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, they have to refer Gita Bhashya given by Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya has beautiful names. Let us see, he is known in different names. He is known as Emperumanar. Emperumanar. This is one of the name, Emperumanar. When you say Emperumanar, here the Lord himself says that you are so wonderful. When you say Peru means you are elderly. And you are so wonderful that you are called as Emperumanar. You are my Lord, like this Emperumanar. And then he is also known as Yatiraj. Yati means sannyasi. He is the king of all the sannyasis. Yatiraj is another name of Ramanujacharya. He is also known as the brother of Andal. We know one of the Alvar is Andal. She is also known as Goda. Goda Graja. He is the brother, elderly brother of Goda. He is called as an elderly brother of Andal. That is why Goda Grajar. His name is Goda Grajar. He has given a wonderful commentary on Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutras means Vedanta Sutras. We know that the whole Vedas were condensed into sutras by Vedavyasa. And the natural commentary was given by Vedavyasa, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Ramanujar has given wonderful commentary for this Brahma Sutras or Vedanta Sutras. That is why he is known as Bhashyakara. Bhashyakarar. When you say karar, like this, this comes, no? That means it is giving the respect. In Tamil, when you say Bhashyakara, you will not stop with that. You will say Bhashyakarar. And then he is also known as Udaivar. Udaivar. His name is Udaivar. Udaivar means he is the master. There is a temple which is known as Udaivar Kovil. That means he is the master. Now, how he is a master? He is the master in giving the right philosophy. He is the master in bringing the philosophy in a systematized way. Before that also, the Sri Vaishnava philosophy existed. It was put in a systematized way. And what is a systematized way? That is Vishishta Advaita. Vishishta Advaita. That is systematized way. Now we are dealing with Sri Vaishnava philosophy. How Gaudiya Vaishnava is connected with Sri Vaishnava philosophy? First, let us understand that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Bharata Brahmanam, he took two principles from every sampradaya. The 2 principles which he has taken from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya is pure devotional service. It is also known as prapatti. Pure devotional service begins with prapatti. Prapatti means surrenderance. And second is Vaishnava Seva. If these 2 are understood very nicely, that means we have understood Sri Vaishnava philosophy properly. Now see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking these 2 important principles from Sri Sampradaya. Prapatti, that is pure devotional service. Prapatti means surrenderance. Technically, that is actually pure devotional service. And second principle is Vaishnava Seva. So Ramanujar, he expounded this philosophy, Vishishta Advaita philosophy, and gave this teachings of Prapatti, that is also known as Sharanagati. Now, if you see Sharanagati, that has 6 important aspects. If you open your Bhagavad Gita, where the purport of Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshishami Ma Shuchaha, there Srila Prabhupada gives this important verse. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshasatati vishwaso guptrute varanam tatha atmanikshepa karpanye sharana shadvidha sharanagati. These are the 6 aspects in sharanagati. Because without sharanagati, impossible to understand any scriptures. As such, we are studying Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri. But to get the knowledge, the first important aspect is sharanagati, which has been very nicely described in these 6 aspects. Or you can see in this shloka, there are 6 aspects, 6 principles. First is anukulyasya sankalpa. The verses which today we are going to deal is these 3. First is Ramanujacharya's Pranam Mantra, and the whole Sri Vaishnava Pranam Mantra, that was Lakshmipati Samarambhan, and Sharanagati verse. This has to be memorized. See, this is only the work which Vaishnavas have. Our only work should be memorizing the verses and application of the verses. So, Anukulyasa Sankalpa. How to surrender to Krishna in an Anukula Bhava. How to remember Krishna in an Anukul Bhava. Anukul may not be so pleasing to Krishna. It doesn't matter. Pratikul may be pleasing to Krishna. Not a problem. But what we have to do, Anukulyasa Sankalpa, Pratikulyasa Varjanam. Like Yashoda Mata, keeping Krishna on her lap. And then suddenly remembering the boiling pot, keeping Krishna down and going to remove that boiling pot. Krishna is very angry. But that was Anukul Bhava. If the milk is burnt, the curd will spoil, the makhan will have the burning taste. So that had Anukul. Anukul means thinking about Krishna favorably. That may make Krishna angry. Doesn't work. It doesn't matter. Pratikulyasa Varjanam. One should not surrender in an unfavorable mood, or one should not remember in an unfavorable mood. There is no question of surrender in an unfavorable mood. Now, Kamsa, 24 hours he was remembering Krishna. And especially when Krishna sat on his chest to beat him, to kill him, Krishna was enjoying himself. But is this the way to remember Krishna? No. Though it made Krishna enjoy, it was giving an enjoyment to Krishna that Krishna is sitting on his chest and beating him. Maybe all those things. But Pratikulyasa Varjanam, Anukulyasa Sankalpa, Pratikulyasa Varjanam. Rakshis Yatiti Vishwaso. That firm faith, Krishna is there to protect me. Rakshis Yatiti Vishwaso. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. This should be always remembered by the devotees. Krishna is a person. Krishna is always there to protect us. Rakshis Yatati Vishwaso. This is the third Sharanagati principle. Rakshis Yatati Vishwaso. Goptrutve Varanam Tatha. Goptrutve Varanam Tatha. Krishna is my guardian. Krishna is my father. Krishna is my mother. Krishna is my protector. Goptrutve Varanam Tatha. He is my everything. Atmanikshepa. Atmanikshepa means one should have self-control and completely surrender to Krishna. All the senses are given to Krishna. Everything is only for Krishna. Atmanikshepa. Karpanye. Having that kripnataha, having that humility. In Sharanagati, you cannot be arrogant. When you say I am surrendered to someone, that means I have to have complete surrenderance. I cannot be arrogant and I can be surrendered. No, this doesn't work. These two things doesn't work. That is my karpanye, kripnataha, atmanikshepa. Always don't try to analyze others. Analyze oneself. Atmanikshepa. Complete control over the senses. Using the senses in Krishna's service. So these are the most important 6 principles in Sharanagati verse. Now Sharanagati is the most important principle in Vishishta Advaita. Ramanujacharya gave this philosophy, Vishishta Advaita philosophy. It is said the whole philosophy of Sri Vaishnavism is also known as Emperumanar Darshanam. Emperumanar Darshanam. It is also known as Vishishta Advaita Darshanam. Now let us understand what is this Vishishta Advaita. According to Vishishta Advaita, there are three ultimate realities or truth, which is also known as Tattva Traya. Three ultimate truth. Tattva Traya. Traya means three. Tattva means truth. What is the three truth or Tattva Traya? First is the Supreme God, Lord, Ishvara. Ishvara is the ultimate truth. Soul, Chitta is the ultimate truth. Third one is Achit, matter. That is also ultimate truth. Three things are the ultimate truth. Ishvaraha, Chit, Achit. Ishvaraha, soul and matter. Now, among this, let us see. Lord is completely independent. Two things, that is soul and matter, are dependent on God. Isn't it? So, Vishishta refers to qualified. Advaita refers to qualifications. Like you say, he is a qualified person, right? Why is a qualified person? Because he has wonderful qualifications. That means these two things, qualified and qualification, cannot be separated. Like noun and the verb cannot, or you can say adjective, you can say noun and adjective cannot be separated. A person and his nature cannot be separated. Qualified and the qualification cannot be separated. Ishvara, soul, matter cannot be separated. Ishvara is Vishishta. Then what is Advaita? Soul and matter is Advaita. In this way, this philosophy is the most important philosophy, which is known as Vishishta Advaita, where dependency on that independent person has been very explicitly told by Ramanujacharya. Before that, Adi Shankaracharya was giving a wrong philosophy, which was known as Mayavad philosophy, which is based on Advaitism. Now it is Ramanujacharya who entered like a small thread in the needle and came out like an elephant. That means he introduced Vaishnavism. For some time, Buddhism, Mayavad philosophy, they were all so much existing 1,000 years before. Ramanujar, what he did, he gave Sri Vaishnava philosophy, or you can say he brought out Vaishnavism back by giving this word Vishishta Advaita, because people were so much attached to this word Advaita, Advaita, and identifying anybody and anyone as God. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. In this way, these three terms were wrongly understood. So that is why Vishishta, this word Vishishta is put before Advaita. That means we are all dependent on that supreme person, no doubt. The Jiva has the qualities of Krishna. Jiva is also eternal. Matter is also eternal. But we are all servants of Krishna. Krishna is independent. We are all dependent on God. So in this way, the most important bhashya, that is Vishishta Advaita bhashya, was given by Vishishta Advaita philosophy, was given by Ramanujacharya. Now Ramanujacharya is a very, very broad acharya, the most broad acharya. He accepted anybody and everyone. He says, for understanding this truth, these three truths, that is Ishvara, Chitta, Achit, you don't require a bigger caste for it. Even a low caste person also can approach Lord. He had 74 important disciples. And he gave them instructions. What is the most important instruction he has given? That accept anyone and everyone. That's what our Srila Prabhupada has also done. He went to the West. He did not go and preach some Brahmanas there. He found the most lowest person. Same thing we can see with Ramanujacharya. He told his disciples that go and spread the philosophy of Vishishtadvaita. Teach Vedas in a simple language. Vedas were written in Sanskrit. The same Vedas were sung by Alvars in Tamil language. The local language is Tamil language. So he told his disciples, teach them in the simple local language and accept anyone and everyone. Whoever comes, whoever surrenders, take them. Because surrenderance is the only key to open that lock. Which lock? Lock of Vaikuntha. Ramanujacharya has given beautiful gadyas. Gadyas means the glorification of Lord. There are three important gadyas: Vaikuntha Gadya, Sriranga Gadya, and Sharanagati Gadya. These are all the most important, many works he has done, but these are the most important gadyas: Vaikuntha Gadya, Sriranga Gadya, and Sharanagati Gadya. Now, Vaikuntha Gadya describes about the whole Vaikuntha, and beautiful description about Vaikuntha is there. And Sriranga Gadya has that how we can serve Ranganatha very nicely. The servitude of how to serve Ranganatha, that is all there in Sriranga Gadya. Sharanagati Gadya is considered to be the most important Gadya, which deals with how to surrender, efficacies of surrenderance, efficacies of prapatti has been given. The upcoming acharyas after Ramanujacharya, his disciples like Kariyavachana Pillai, Sudarshan Suri, Vedanta Deshikar, they have all given beautiful commentary on these three gadyas. So Ramanuja always says that the path of jnana, path of bhakti, that all actually goes where it leads to prapatti. Even if you want to have some jnana, without surrenderance, how you will have jnana? If I want to learn about bhakti, like we are doing a bhakti yoga, second unit in Bhakti Shastri is, that is in Bhagavad Gita, is bhakti yoga. How are we going to understand bhakti without prapatti? Prapatti means surrenderance. How to understand that? That is why it is said, Jnana Marga, Bhakti Marga leads to prapatti. Without Guru, one can never understand who is Govinda. So emphasizing on this prapatti, emphasizing on emphasizing on Vaishnava Seva, Ramanuja trained his disciples, asked his disciples to go and preach, especially to those people who are bereft of devotion. Now there are poor people, there are low caste people. How to train them? Then Ramanujacharya told, you should do that. Even if somebody inimical to you, love them. Ramanuja never had the word hatred in his dictionary. Ramanuja never had the word anger in his dictionary. Even if he was treated badly, but he never had enmity towards anyone. So it so happened once, Ramanuja, in his childhood, he went to a school, and the teacher of that school was a Mayavad teacher, preceptor, you can say, Advaitic preceptor, Yadav Prakash. He was so inimical to Ramanuja. Initially, he was loving Ramanuja because he has so much of scholarship. But that scholarship gave a fear to the teacher. So he thought of killing Ramanuja. But Ramanuja was always very kind to his teacher. Now just see, even though a person has so much of enmity, Ramanuja was very wonderful in his dealings. Same Yadav Prakash, who was his teacher, took Sharanagati to Ramanuja. And his name became Govindajiyar. His name became Govindajiyar. And he wrote a wonderful book, which is known as Yati Dharma Samuchayam. Yati Dharma Samuchayam. Yati means sannyasi. Dharma means what are the duties? Samuchayam. So one has to understand from Ramanuja's pastimes, what are the dharma of a sannyasi? It is not just a show off. Sannyasi, this word sannyasa, it is even applicable to a grahastha if he is sincerely devoted to Krishna. The sannyas is not just, we are not talking about karma sannyas, we are talking about Vaishnav sannyas, sattanyasa, in the search of absolute truth, taking the shelter of Krishna. So in this way, beautiful books have been written for Ramanujacharya. Especially is one of the most important disciples, Andhra Purana. He wrote 114 stanzas glorifying Ramanuja. And in this way, that book is known as Yatiraj Vaibhavam. It is in Sanskrit. You can refer, it's a Tamil poem, sorry, it's a Tamil poem, Yatiraj Vaibhavam, which has been translated in English. You can find it in the net also, Yatiraj Vaibhavam. There are 114 stanzas describing the pastimes of Ramanujacharya. So you can spend the week in reading these 114 stanzas. The whole lifetime of Ramanuja is completely written. There is another book known as Ramanuja Champu. And this has a complete description, historical, biography, everything. Very systematized way, systematic description of what his biography. That is also a beautiful book, which is known as Ramanuja Champu. Now, these are the most important books. Many more books are there. Ramanuja Divya Charitam is there. Divya Suri Charitam is there. Koyil Ahaga Yatiraj Sampatati is there. In this way, there are many books for Ramanujacharya. Now, you will have inclination to meet Ramanuja. Where can I find Ramanuja? I can find Ramanuja in 3 places where he has personally given his deities. Personally, actually, he is there in 4 places. He is there in Tirupati. He is there in Sri Perambaddur, his birthplace. He is there in Srirangam. He is also there in Melkote. In Tirupati, many people go to Tirupati, get darshan of Govinda, 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 come out. Nobody happens to go and see the deities and take darshan of Ramanujacharya. Actually, after coming out of the darshan, it will little take us there 2, 4, 5 steps. You climb there, then you will have the darshan of Ramanujacharya. You should have darshan of Ramanujacharya because it is Ramanujacharya who revealed the deities of Balaji, that he is Vishnu. Before that, many people used to think he is Lord Buddha. Some people thought he is Durga because of the raised chest. Some people thought, no, he is Shiva. Then Ramanuja actually went to Tirumalai, and there he told, okay, he called the Brahmanas, he told, keep all the astras of Lord. Like, what are the astras of Durga? Keep. What are the astras for Lord Shiva? Keep all the astras of different. Keep astras of Lord Vishnu, Shankha, Chakra, and Gada, Padma. So what are the vyuhas they are having? That all you keep. And close the door. Next day we will see whatever astras he has taken, that will make us understand who he is in reality. So next day they opened, they saw Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. That means he is Lord Vishnu himself. He is Krishna himself. So that is how Tirupati Balaji Govinda was revealed by Ramanujacharya to the whole world. That is why Ananta Alvar who was given the responsibility of Tirumalai, he asked for the deities, or you can see in one place it is said he asked for the deities, Ramanuja gave the deities. In one place it is said he carved the deities. He got the deities made. But whatever it is, whether made or given, Ramanuja is present in Tirumalai. He is present in his birthplace, that is Sri Parambadur. So because he is present in his own birthplace, their deities are known as Tan Uganda Tirumani. See, this will be little difficult terms. Tirumani means his own form, his own form. Tan Uganda, he has revealed himself over there, isn't it? He has appeared there. Tan Uganda Tirumani, he has appeared over there. That is why his deities are non-different from him. He has given his deities. It is said when Sri Perambadur's deities were carved, you can say he has given the deities, or you can say when the carving was done, especially when the Nayan, the Netra they open, Nayan Ulminal, they say, they open the eyes. At that time, in Srirangam, he was giving the class and he was giving the discourse, and the devotees could see the blood coming out of his eyes. That means the deities over there are not just made of stone. He is personally present. Tan Uganda Tirumani, he is present in Sri Parambadur. When you happen to visit Sri Parambadur, in the outside Parihar itself, you have the deities. First, you have to pay obeisances to Ramanujacharya and then go and take darshan. Like how we enter the temple in ISKCON. We first pay obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and then go and take darshan, because we don't have the qualification to take darshan. In the same way, when you go to Sri Parambadur, first take darshan of Tan Uganda Tirumani. Then when you go to Melkote, in Melkote you have beautiful deities of Ramanujacharya, which was asked by the Melkote residents, because Ramanujacharya spent 12 years in Melkote. Anyhow, we are going to deal with all the subjects when it comes to life in the pastimes of Ramanujacharya. He spent 12 years. Now he is going to go from Melkote to Srirangam. He's going to come back. The residents of Melkote, they cried. They told, we cannot live without you. Please don't leave us and go. Oh, Acharya, please don't leave us and go. Acharya told, don't worry. I'm going to give myself to you in the form of deities. Then they told, they are just deities. No, they are not different from me. You can speak to them and get the answer from them. Then what is the proof? Then Ramanujacharya showed the proof that he and his deities are non-different. So there, the deities are very beautiful. And there the deities were asked for. That is why there the deities are known as Tamara Uganda Tirumani. Tamara Uganda Tirumani means they have asked. That is why Ramanujacharya gave himself to them. And in Srirangam, he is just present as he is. The deities and he are non-different. He is present as he is. Tanana Tirumani. Tanana means he is present as he is. So Ramanujacharya, who is a very broad Acharya, the broadest Acharya ever found. That is why he is the Acharya for all Acharyas. And he is giving the most compassionate preaching mood. Sometimes we differentiate. He is a devotee. He is a non-devotee. He has taught each and every one, especially the Pancharatra Vidhi, which was taught by him, which was given by him to, in a very systematic way, to be followed in all the temples. Pancharatra Vidhi. Narada Pancharatra Vidhi. For 5 nights, Lord Shiva gives his knowledge to Narada, how to use each and everything in Krishna's service. That is known as Pancharatra Vidhi. The same Pancharatra Vidhi is taught in a very systematic way by Ramanujacharya. In every temple, Pancharatra Vidhi was established, except for 2 temples. In every temple, Pancharatra Vidhi is followed. There is a method of worship We cannot just do worship in the way we want. There is a methodology for that. And that method of worship is actually Pancharatra Vidhi. What is first offered, how to offer, how to wake up Krishna, how to make him sleep. It is not that just I open and then just do ding dong bell. No. Before every arati, there is always an offering to Krishna. Even before Mangalarti, there is an offering to Krishna. And in the Mangalarti, what are the items to be offered to Krishna? How to purify oneself, Bhuta Shuddhi. Everything comes in Pancharatra. Like when before starting the worship, first we have to understand our identification. So what is our identification? Naham vipro na cha narapatirna pivaisho na shudro naham varne na cha grahapatirna vanasto yatirva kintu prodyan nikila paramananda purnamrutabhe gopi bhartur padakamalayor dasadasa. So we are just servant of the servants of the servants of the servants of Lord. 7 times Kulashekar Alvar says. When Kulashekar Alvar says 7 times, we should say how many times? So in this way, we are servants of the Lord. That is our identification. And in this mood, we have to worship Lord. So then, what are the items to be offered to Lord? Slowly, that has been taught. That is known as Pancharatra Vidhi. And how to have a perfect temple administration. Because in temple administration, there should not be if and but. There should be a systematic way. There should be punctuality. There should be standard. Even everything has standard. The taste also should be standardized. Like you go to Tirupati, anytime you go, the taste is the same, isn't it? You take the pongal, the taste is the same. It is not today, it will be very tikha. Tomorrow, it will be low tikha. No, there is a standardization. In temple, there is a standard of worship. Now, as we have now Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, now he has got his home, he has got the temple. Naturally, there should be a standard method of worship. So this standardization was given in a very systematized way by Ramanujacharya, which was adopted by every acharyas. Even Prabhupada has adopted Pancharatra Vidhi. There's a standard of worship. And in Sri Rangam, if you see, the standard of worship was first introduced. The whole temple administration was reformed by Ramanujacharya. So, Ramanujacharya has not only given the beautiful commentaries for Vedanta Sutras, he taught this Divya Prabandham in a very, very simple way. And he has given the beautiful method of worship. So there is a book, it's known as Life and Teachings of Ramanujacharya, where we have 38 lessons. So that means we may have 38 classes, beginning with Nathamuni. So today it was just an introduction of Ramanujacharya. But one thing, we should not have that misunderstanding that Ramanujacharya started Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Before Ramanujacharya, many acharyas have come, starting with Nammalvar, all the 12 alvars, Nathamuni, Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya is a spiritual preceptor of Ramanujacharya. And such a beautiful relationship between the guru and the disciple that guru and disciple have never met. In fact, the first meeting of Ramanujacharya with his guru is seeing the dead body of his guru. And then how to understand the heart of his guru? By taking 3 vows and seeing that the fingers which were clasped, one finger of Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya, if you see, it was a dead body, but one finger got opened. And in this way, the whole world came to know that Bhavishyat Acharya is actually Ramanujacharya, who can be the main pontiff of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. So see how Ramanujacharya understood the heart. That means he is not an ordinary person. He is Balaram himself. He is Anantashesha himself. He is a glorifying potency of Anantashesha. That is why I was thinking, because we are all studying, and this study can become more wonderful if we understand the teachings of Ramanujacharya. So here, in the next class, we will be doing the subject, or we can cover the subject of Nathamuni. How Nathamuni gave this knowledge, and in this way it will come. Even 38 lessons are there. Slowly we will do that. So any questions regarding this, you can ask. Any questions you have which you have not understood, because these are certain terms which you have not understood. I'll repeat it again, but slowly.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, beautiful class, Mataji. Very nice class. Mataji, I just wanted to understand Yatiraj Vaivam. Yatiraj Sumani is coming. No, Mataji, what is the meaning of Yatiraj? I just missed it, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Raja means he's a Raja. Raja of the sannyasis. Yatiraja, Vaipavam. Yatiraja Samuchayam. He is actually the king of sannyasis. He is teaching what is the real meaning of sannyas. He is teaching what is the real meaning of sannyas. You can be anybody, but have the dharma of sannyas.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Mataji, very wonderful class. Thank you so much. Mataji, आपने रामानुजाचार्य चंपू के जो बुक के बारे में बताया, वो उसके किसने लिखा है माताजी? वो
यतिराज चंपू उनके ही डिसिपल्स ने लिखा हुआ है। इसमें दिया हुआ है कि यतिराज चंपू जो है ये काव्य के रूप में लिखा हुआ है, उनके ही डिसिपल्स ने दिया हुआ है। उसमें इतना नाम इतना मेंशन नहीं किया है। इस जो बुक में मैं जो पढ़ रही हूँ रामानुजर चंपू, उसे एक बार फाइंड आउट कर लूंगी। काव्य के रूप में दिया हुआ है। If any Sri Vaishnava is present here, I think Mataji is present. Geeta Mataji is present. If she has an answer for it, it will be wonderful. Geeta Mataji. Actually, this whole thing I'm taking for my own purification. Even though born in Sri Vaishnava family, actually we are born in the family of the uncle of Ramanujacharya, Shailapurna. But even though born in this wonderful family, I did not take the full advantage of it. That is what my karma, what to do. But then now it's better late but never, isn't it? So I should take advantage. So actually this class is for myself, so that at least I will study the beautiful, and here it will come. So let us see. At least the first page. First page shows the different books written for Ramanujacharya, Divya Charitam, Divya Suri Charitam. They're all the books given by his disciples. Now the names of the disciples are not given. So we'll research out. Even you can research out. Ramanujacharya Champu is given by whom? We have Vrindavan Leela Mataji who can research out. She can write out all the names of the books and the disciples of Ramanujacharya. Yes.
Life and Teachings of Sri Ramanujacharya is written by Srinivas Iyengar.
Yeah, Srinivas Iyengar. That book only I'm taking now.
Oh,
Srinivas
okay.
Iyengar.
What
yes.
a coincidence. Hare Krishna.
Only one book, which is, because I read that book, that is Yatiraja Vaibhavam, which is written by Andhrapurna. Because now we had visited Mysore. There's a beautiful place known as Shaligramam. That place, we took the darshan of Ramanujar's Padukas. You cannot say Padukas, his lotus feet himself. Lotus feet was given to, his lotus feet darshan was given to Andhrapurna. Ramanujar, because he was always serving Ramanujar very nicely. The Ramanujar told, take my lotus feet. So in this way, there you have the lotus feet of Ramanujacharya, which every devotee can go and take darshan. That time I was reading Yatiraja Vaibhavam. Yes. Yatira Samuchayam, that answer is there. Oh, wonderful. Bhu Bhoja. Please put it again. Please put this again, this message. I think I've seen this message. Yeah. Ramanuja Champu has been written by Bhojaraja. Oh, wonderful, very good. Yatiraja Samuchayam is given by Govindaraj Jiyar, that is his own guru. So it's good. At least we are. Every question actually increases the inquisitiveness. This question is the like you're exploring more. That is why it is there in Bhagavatam. 3 people are benefited in Krishna Katha. One is the speaker, one is the hearer, and one is the inquirer. Because of the inquiry, the subject expands. And out of these 3, who is benefited more? It is the speaker, because he cannot speak, he cannot sleep. Even if he wants to sleep, he cannot sleep. Anyhow, so it is an inquiry. If you see in Bhagavatam, it starts with an inquiry. It goes on, goes on. Even in Bhagavad Gita, if you see, inquiry. The more inquiry, the more questions, the more expansion of the subject. The more we inquire, the more we go into it. Isn't it? Okay. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, what will the Kovil, the word Kovil refer to?
Kovil means temple. Kovil, temple. Perumal means
Perumal Varadaraj.
supreme Godhead. Malai means
Malai Thirumalai.
Tirumalai. Malai means mountain. Malai means
Yeah.
Kovil means temple.
And
Perumal means supreme person. Acharya. Acharya.
Sir Ramanujacharaya. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. Vrindavan Mataji, Vrindavan Leela Mataji. After a long time, your questions.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandrat Pranam. I don't know if my speech is clear or not, but I can't stop myself from opening my mouth. Unfortunately, I joined late, but I just wanted to know, like Mataji, in our Sampradaya, means Prabhupada or Mahaprabhu.
Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji gave us the Tattva, Achintya Bheda Tattva. How do we understand the Tattva of Sri Sampradaya, Mataji? Like, I'm not so much aware.
In the beginning, I gave this Vishishta Advaita. 3 important truths were given. That is about God, Chit, Achit. God is an independent person. Chit and Achit are dependent on this independent person. So Vishishta Advaita, because Advaitism was very much predominant at that time, which was given by Adi Shankaracharya, which is a wrong philosophy. Adi Shankaracharya himself says, Lord Shiva says, Mayavadam Atas Shastram Prapanam Bautam Uchate. He has said that I will appear as a Brahmana person, and I will be Brahmana Murti, and I will be speaking a wrong philosophy. Now, how to cut this wrong philosophy? By adding this word Vishishta. So here Vishishta refers to God, who is qualified, and the qualification naturally belongs to that qualified person. So what is this qualification? Soul and matter. Soul and matter, that is non-different from Krishna, at the same time different from Krishna. That is Achintya Bheda Abheda. But now here Visheshta Advaita, these 2 belongs to Lord. At the same time, these 2 are dependent. That person is independent. Technically, you can say Bheda is also shown, Abheda is also shown.
Yes.
That is why it is Traya. That is Tattva Traya, 3 truth. Yes, 3 are also truth. That means Abheda. Bhed is also there. 1 is independent, 2 are dependent.
Okay.
So that has been very explicitly told by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Achintya Bheda Abheda, that time, even though Ramanujacharya want to say, he cannot say that time just because Advaitism was very much predominant. Just to cut them, okay, Advaita is also Vishishta Advaitism. Very good, wonderful.
According to the situation.
Situations. And Prapatti. First thing is surrenderance. You want Jnana? Surrender. You want Bhakti? Surrender. That means both the things lead to that word Prapatti. And 6 principles about Prapatti that we have anyhow studied in Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter. That is anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshasati vishwaso गुप्तृत्वे वर्णन तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्ये षड्विधा शरणागति. This षड्विधा शरणागति has been taught in a very beautiful way. In Sharanagati, anybody can come to you. You cannot just say that you are not qualified. No, anybody who comes, he is qualified. Simple. Whoever comes, he is solid. Whoever takes shelter of the Guru, he is qualified.
Nice. So nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji,
Thank you so much,
Sharanagati is taught by Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yes. भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर ने भी शरणागति के विषय में बहुत सुंदर गीत गाए हैं. और भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर ने खास करके यामुनाचार्य का जो स्तोत्र रत्न है उसे बंगाली में ट्रांसलेट किया है. अब देखिए, गौड़ीय धारा और श्री वैष्णव धारा ये एक ही जगह जा रहा है. यामुनाचार्य ने जो स्तोत्र रत्न में दिए हुए जो स्तोत्रों को बंगाली में सुंदर तरीके से उन्होंने दिए हुए हैं. अगर ज्ञान चाहिए तो गुरु के बिना ज्ञान नहीं होता है. तो यामुनाचार्य स्तोत्र रत्न में गाते हैं. तो ज्ञान भी गुरु के कारण ही मिलता है, गुरु के कारण ही वैकुंठ भी मिलती है. तो इस प्रकार से गाते हैं. तो ये जो गीत है जिसे स्तोत्र रत्न बोलते हैं, जिसे भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर ने शरणागति में प्रस्तुत किया हुआ है.
माता जी मुझे वो आता है.
ब्यूटीफुल, वंडरफुल. एक उसमें से बोलिए, एक पद बोलिए. अगर
ओके माता जी.
अभी तैयारी नहीं है तो आप बाद में भी बोल सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्लास में.
यस माता जी. नहीं मुझे आता है, करती हूँ.
अच्छा बोलिए
माता जी. शरणागति.
ये एक पद बोलिए. वन पद.
चैतन्य प्रभु. यस माता जी. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जीवे दया करी स्वपार्षद प्रिय धाम सहवतारी अत्यंत दुर्लभ प्रेम करी बारे दान शिखाय शरणागति भक्तेर प्राण देय आत्मनिवेदन गोपुत्रत्वे वरान् अवश्य रक्षिबे कृष्ण विश्वास पाला भक्ति अनुकूल मात्र कार्य स्वीकार भक्ति प्रतिकूल भाव वर्जन अंगीकार शरणागति होई बेजहार कार प्रार्थना शुने श्री नंद कुमार. हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
अब देखिए 6 प्रिंसिपल्स उसमें आया है कि नहीं. प्रतिकूल्य से वर्जनम, अनुकूल्य से संकल्प, रक्षिसति विश्वास. हर शब्द में ये सब आया ना. ये जो 6 प्रिंसिपल्स है ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. इसे हमें लर्न करना है. यस, वी हैव टू लर्न दिस. सो टुडे 45 devotees have attended. I don't know how many were watching in the YouTube also. So you can add yourself in the group so that we can give you these verses. We will learn the verses. In this way, every class, we will learn few verses so that at least by the end of the class, by the end of this episode, few verses we have memorized. So we will be sharing the number. Aruna Mataji's number can be given. Somebody can put Aruna Mataji's number in the group. Haribol. Just put Aruna Mataji's number, Vrindavan Leela Mataji's number. Mataji, you can share your number. And you can take a screenshot of the devotees who have attended, and we can send them the messages of the verses. Because the whole purpose of learning is, at least in this episode, I can learn, you can learn, all of us can learn some verses. So Vrindavan Leela Mataji, just give your and note down all the names who have attended. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any doubt? So here we'll stop. Vrindavan Leela Mataji, you have done that. You have shared you've taken the numbers.
Mataji, I'll contact them or I have shared my number. They can send me a message on this.
Okay, no problem.
I've shared my number in the chat. I request the devotees to kindly message me on this.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So your homework is books and name of the authors. We have many books, not only 1, 3. There are many books. Just write all the names so that we will also learn. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.